for me at least, if I'm snatching for reps and it's lightweight, I'm not making contact. Like I basically throw all of my weightlifting training out the window and I just do muscle snatches, or I muscle it as much as I can. I don't know why. I just think it's more efficient for me. All right, welcome back to another episode of the MarbleCast. I'm your host, Joe Marble, and I'm here with...
Sam Coolis.
And for the first time...
Stephanie Bach.
All right, welcome, ladies. Sam, welcome back.
Thanks.
Steph, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So usually you're on the other side of the camera.
Yep.
And you now got a taste for the celebrity. How do you feel?
Nervous.
Oh, my. So you got to do your first challenge. And usually you're our camera person, but you and Sam have been battling for a little while with Super Total, and now you did your first challenge. So how was that experience for you?
It was a little nerve-wracking, I guess. The whole thing coming into it, I was ready. At the same time, I wasn't ready. I knew this is something easy enough for me to start out with.
And Sam, how did you feel being this was like your 18th challenge that I made you do willingly?
I felt good about it, but I knew it was going to hurt pretty bad and I've only ever done DT once, but definitely remember the pain.
Yeah, DT I think I've done like 15 times, and I always switch it, so we never do it straight up, as you know. So I threw in that little AMRAP for you, and I thought that would be a lot more fun than the burpees I was going to do, so you're welcome on that. Thanks.
Yeah, that was not the worst twist that could have been. I was worried about some form of cardio being added.
I honestly forgot about the twist, so.
So originally I was going to do you guys rowing for 2 minutes for distance and make that like part one and just totally blast everything, because why not? And then go into DT. But I wanted to make it kind of not make sense with the distance, and like the more you went, the more time you shaved off your DT time instead of just doing it for time, which would have made sense. So I kind of wanted to incorporate that into the interview of our reality show. By the way, please check out the Marble Challenge reality show. It's amazing. Go give it a thumbs up, as well as this video. So we didn't do that because we didn't really need to. I thought this was good.
Rowing before that would have sucked, because your grip gets tired, your leg gets tired, your back gets tired, and then you just do it all over again.
It would have been pretty terrible. Steph, you're pretty good at rowing. What is your best 500 time?
I don't even know what my best 500 time is. Probably like a minute something.
Sam, what was your 500?
I think I've hit a minute 52 maybe, or somewhere within a few seconds of that.
So essentially I was going to do it 2 minutes for distance or a 500. That was where my mind was going, and then go right into DT. But I didn't know how to like incorporate it into the challenge where it made sense, which kind of would have worked out for the fun part of it, but I kind of want to start making them make sense a little bit. So maybe next time I don't know, I'll see who else I can get for a little row challenge, and then like part A, part B. I keep thinking of like these cooking shows, and they keep chopping people, but I don't have 3 people, one to chop, so I don't want to do that. So with a pair of people, it's kind of different working with just 2 people, but it's a lot of fun. I hope you guys had fun.
I feel like you should do the assault bike. I feel like
Yeah, we did the assault bike with the Scholl brothers head to head.
Yeah, well, it's the beginning, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't want to do that one again. So I'm definitely going to do the row at some point. And then we're going to get into some muscle-ups. So I got to find some people to do some muscle-ups with.
I got to try to figure out how to do them again.
Yes, you do, because the open is coming up, and they might be in there.
I don't think they'll be in the first part, but if by some miracle I made the top 10%, I'm probably going to show up.
They're definitely going to have muscle-ups. They're going to want to drop as many people as possible.
I don't know about I don't know if they can because of the equipment restrictions and doing it at home. True. But for the top 10%, I'm sure they're going to have muscle ups. And there's some talk that they could still have handstand push-ups in the first part.
Yeah, I'm still not sure about the handstand push-ups, but I guess I don't see why not, because everybody has a wall. Like, even if you're in a garage.
They may want to make it more simple. The standards for the handstand push-ups are terrible.
I love them.
Like, well, if they go with the whole line thing.
I love it.
Why can't they just go with a lockout like anything else?
Okay. I went through the same mindset as you. I used to hate it and think CrossFit, this is stupid. Why do we need this standard? But I love this standard. I'll explain why. A lot of times in class, people cheat the handstand push-ups. It's pretty easy to cheat. This forces you to do a perfect rep every rep.
I think it's more than a perfect rep, though.
I know, and that's what's even
because
better about
I
it.
don't feel like I cheat handstand push-ups, and we had that workout the last open that was Diane at the beginning and then more stuff after that. I think I didn't even get through the first 21 handstand push-ups because of that standard.
Yeah.
Because I like literally had to stretch my entire body to the max just to hit the line.
Well, here's the other part of this, why I also like it. The CrossFit Open, it's not for us. It's for like the top 10 people who are going to complete it and move on to the second part. Unfortunately, us three, we're not going to make it. But we will make it to another Marble Challenge. So you better be ready for the next one.
Hey, you elite CrossFitters, you should do the Marble Challenge. See how you measure up.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet. Steph, did you do the Open last year?
Nope.
Have you ever done the Open?
Nope.
Sick.
What?
And you've been doing CrossFit for 6 years? How did you avoid the Open every year?
I was always in my track season.
Oh, yes.
What about this year?
Technically, I'm still going into a track season.
It's only 3 workouts. It's fine.
I'll still do it. I mean, why
I mean,
not?
you have to. You're going to be on a team.
Yay.
Yep. So here at Dark Athletics, everybody participates unless they have a medical condition, which a doctor's note that says they cannot participate. So you're all in it. Sorry, not sorry. All right, so Steph, you were college thrower?
Yes.
Hammer or?
Hammer, disc, I guess shot put.
Which was your favorite?
Hammer.
Hammer, yeah.
Yep.
Do you have any videos?
I have some videos.
All right, cool. You're going to send me some videos so I can put it over my voice talking about this stuff right now. Here's Steph throwing the hammer. Anyways, so how'd you get started in hammer throwing and track and field and all that?
I got started my freshman year of high school with track because I wanted to try out for the lacrosse team, and my teacher yelled at me and said that I should not do lacrosse, I should do track. So I went to tryouts, hated it, almost quit, and then my coaches and teachers kept pushing me, and then I stuck with it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you, what was your best throw?
So my best throw technically was discus. I was second in the state for that. And then for shot, I was top 10 in the state.
Nice. And how has CrossFit or weightlifting helped you with throwing?
It helped me with my speed mostly in college.
Yeah.
Yeah, I started to, for hammer especially, because you had to increase your speed over like a certain amount of turns, it helped me with that.
Yeah, so Steph is a pretty good weightlifter, and I haven't seen her throw, but I'm sure I'll see some videos. But she's a decent weightlifter. I'm trying to get her to compete in this March 28th Freehold Spring Liftoff. The registrations are open, so go out and sign up. So, Steph, hopefully you'll join us for that one, and it'll be a lot of fun seeing you on the platform.
Yeah.
You can join Sam.
Very interesting.
Then we can really have a good time, because then we'll have you guys are pretty good for the team, so it'll be fun.
It'll be fun.
So, Sam, you played softball for how many years?
Like 15.
15. How old were you when you started?
5.
Nice.
I played through, so maybe 16 years. I played through college. I played before, at the time when I was actually playing softball, so I think a lot of people when they're that young, they start with baseball because they don't really differentiate. And we didn't use a tee. We didn't use a tee. Some leagues used a tee, but we only got the tee if we missed a certain number of, like if we got 3 strikes, then the tee would come out, and nobody wanted the tee to come out.
Okay. At what position did you play?
I moved around a lot. I was actually a pitcher when I was kind of in middle school and into high school, and then I was a catcher, and then at some point I moved to third base. I primarily played third base through college, and I was a backup catcher. I played everywhere at some point except first base because I'm really short. Which, it's funny because I never really considered, I understand why a first baseman shouldn't be short, but I didn't really realize the impact of that until my senior year. For half the year, our first baseman was my height, and I'm throwing from third base, and it makes a huge difference throwing to someone who's 5'2" instead of someone who's close to 6 feet when you're throwing from across the field. It's there's nobody there.
Yeah, I never played first base either. I did play catcher. I sort of blanked out when you said that the T would come out, but you were 5 years old, and the T would come out, and that's probably the most embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. So that's why you don't strike. You don't get any strikes because you want to be the person who needs the T now.
I think I needed the T when I was playing baseball. I was the worst hitter ever.
I think being a catcher has probably helped my squatting power.
Yeah.
Not help my ankle mobility, but because I was always on my toes, but I think it strengthened my legs a good amount.
What sort of tournaments have you gone to? And where have you traveled? What was your favorite place to travel?
I was on a travel league, which traveled all around New Jersey for a lot of years. And then when I played Division III, and it was a tough schedule. We would have a lot of weekends. We would have 2 or 3 games, and we would travel. We traveled like as far. I went to school by Boston, the Boston area. We traveled up as far as Maine for the regular season. I think that was probably the furthest. And then we made the national championship, the final 8 teams in my senior year, which was cool. And then the tournament happened to be in New Jersey, actually. So I got to come back to New Jersey, and my family got to be there and stuff, and that was really cool. We came in 4th in the country that year. So we had like 8 seniors on the team. It was a really awesome experience. So it was a fair amount of travel. I don't know how Division I people do it because I felt like our schedule was crazy, let alone having to fly across the country and stuff for games all the time. So I don't know how Division I does it, but I was getting ready to go to vet school, so my studies were a little more important than softball, but I spent a fair amount of time on the, playing and practicing and stuff too, so.
That's awesome. I mean, traveling around with a group of people, especially your teammates, that's probably the best part of the team.
Yeah.
Like, the bonus, you get to play a game also. Steph, what was your favorite place to travel when you're doing meets and stuff?
We stayed mostly local, so like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, around there. My favorite meet, I guess, would have been Bucknell. We went there because for us, we always compete against D1 schools and everything, never really D2 or D3.
What school was this?
My school?
Yeah, your school.
Georgian Court.
Georgia Court.
Yeah, so it was a lot. These schools a lot. They pushed us, which I loved it because I hated competing against people my level because they never pushed me over what I wanted. So that was nice. But I got to compete against a lot of really really compete, I don't know what to say. They're just very good, these athletes that I'm competing against.
Really experienced athletes who...
Oh, yeah, they can go to the Olympics sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a lot of fun, too. You get to see bigger athletes compete, and that's what's kind of fun about weightlifting, where we travel to these bigger competitions, and there's a lot of really experienced, strong athletes at these competitions. When we went to Ohio at the Arnold, there was a lot of big names over there, a lot of big people throwing around some crazy weights. Hopefully you'll get to travel with us, and hopefully things open up this year.
I hope
as
so.
we get over this COVID pandemic. But now we're all done with college sports, and we're on to weightlifting. Yeah. I didn't play college sports. I stuck with weightlifting. But so now I want to talk about how that transition happens. Like when you're done with college and you have no more sports, what are you kind of looking to do? Were you looking for something, another outlet, or were you just sort of like, oh, I'll just go to the gym and I'll figure it out?
Well, I went from undergrad into vet school, and so I didn't have any plan at that point. I went to University of Pennsylvania for vet school. There was a big a gym there on campus, so I would go there and try to go there as regularly as I could, but I didn't have a lot of time, so I probably was the least fit I've ever been during vet school. And then once I was done with that, and once I was done with my intensive internship and got settled down, I started working with a personal trainer for a couple years, which got me back into shape. And then I found CrossFit a little 2.5 years ago, and then weightlifting at the same time. So I sort of just kind of got out of organized sports and then into just fitness.
Yeah. Is it more like well, Steph, you've been here since you were finishing college. So Steph is kind of interning here sort of last year when the pandemic hit, and then it was all right, I guess that's over. But were you looking for some other outlet after post-college track, or are you just sort of trying to stay in shape for throwing, or like walk me through what kind of what are you thinking out of college?
Out of college, I just wanted to stay in shape mostly. I mean, in college, I was always doing the weightlifting lifts anyway, because that was part of our training. So just coming here and then doing weightlifting on top of it, it was just an easy flow for me. It was like picking up a book and reading it. It's that easy.
How did it differ, your training in school versus here?
School, we would lift on our own with our teammates. No one really pushed you enough. But here you get to people push you. You have people that are lifting more, people that are lifting less. It's really nice.
Yeah, you guys are kind of pushing the envelope here with the weights, so it's kind of good that the two of you are here to kind of vibe off each other.
Yeah.
So you got to come to a Saturday training session. Or at least come in Thursday afternoon when Sam gets here. And you guys can lift together. I'm
going to see if I can maybe get every other Saturday off because I miss Saturdays.
No, the Saturdays are getting good because now we got Coach Mike here. And everybody's showing up. We got about 8-9 lifters. And it's just 2 hours of just throwing weight around. It's a lot of fun.
See, I don't know if I can do the hook grip that long.
You'll be fine.
Get used to it. Yeah, it becomes second nature. The hook grip's not... I only find hook grip's bad if it's for a lot of reps. If I try to do those deadlifts with a hook grip, it would have been painful. But if you're just doing it for a heavy, low number of reps, it's not bad. And actually get to the point where, you just don't even think about it.
That's a good point, actually. So the difference of doing weightlifting versus CrossFit, so with DT, I would probably hook grip DT the whole way. But if I have high volume deadlifts, I will mix grip, and I don't ever mix grip if I go for a 1 rep max on anything. Like deadlift, I'm going to hook grip it. Cleans and snatches, obviously, I'm hook gripping. I even told Eric yesterday that I hook grip when I use straps, and he looked at me like I was...
That is weird.
Yeah, see, I get that from... Justin said the same thing. He said, why do you do that? I said, because I'm comfortable with it. My hands, that's where my hands go. I'm strapped in, but I hook grip. It is what it is, guys. Leave me alone. But, there's different... strategies with CrossFit and weightlifting and powerlifting. They're all just different beasts. You can't attack them the same way because CrossFit's going to have 100 reps at one thing or 10 things. So you can't really attack it the same way you would a 1 rep max snatch on the platform or squat, whatever. So that's kind of the things that we play around with here is we'll have a different style, for me at least. If I'm snatching for reps and it's lightweight, I'm not making contact. I basically throw all of my weightlifting training out the window and I just do muscle snatches, or I muscle it as much as I can. I don't know why. I just think it's more efficient for me. I know you guys don't do that. You guys try to keep as tight a...
It depends. If I'm doing... if I'm doing up to 65-pound snatches for reps, I'll usually just muscle, no contact. But heavier than that, I feel like the contact it's going to be too much upper body if I don't make contact.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I don't think I do it right, but even at the heavier weight, sometimes I will not make contact, and I don't know why. I just think if I'm in the middle of a workout, I think it's gonna my hips are the first thing that are gonna go, and if I can sort of muscle it out instead of being completely technical about it, then I'll save energy. I think that's where my mind kind of goes.
That's what mine, for shoulder overhead, I just try to muscle it.
Yeah.
Grip, rip, go.
Because if you try to get all right, stay really tight, then you have to brace. And this is with CrossFit stuff, it's more aerobic than anaerobic, so I don't do that. So I try to just keep breathing throughout the movement.
Yeah, it just depends on which movement. For the push jerks, once I got into a rhythm where I could do a jerk and not press it out, it was a lot less fatiguing because it's almost like you pop the bar up and then you lock out underneath it. Eventually the lockout gets really tired, but it's a lot less effort than trying to use your arms to get the bar overhead if you can get into a rhythm. So once I got better with that, then I prefer the push jerk, whereas I used to prefer push presses or pressing because that was my default. But so now I like the push jerk. The hang cleans, I try to keep a hook grip, but I'm not good at re-hook gripping on the, like, when I'm going back for another rep, so I tend to lose my hook grip, which then my grip goes because of that.
Well, I have to keep the hook grip for the hang cleans.
Do you keep it all the way, like, you have the mobility to keep it at the top? Because I can't.
If I can, yes, but I'll be able to transition. If it's light enough, I'll be able to transition. If it's not, then, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I hate to hang there for a while, so I try to bounce it off my legs or get it right back up if I can.
I mean, ideally that would be great if I could do that. After I think about 115, that strategy goes out the window for me. I just can't cycle through reps like that, so I end up doing like a kettlebell swing with the weight.
My arms never fully straighten because so they kind of stay bent, which is not great for them, killing my biceps.
With the lightweights, though, you can get away with that.
Yeah.
But when it gets heavier, I just can't control it like that, and it won't hit back. You goddamn short people. Not that I'm tall, but their damn limbs are different.
It does help to be short with DT because I don't have to move the bar as far.
And you don't hook grip, Steph?
Not really. Not unless I'm actually doing just basic weightlifting.
Oh my god, you have to start with a hook grip. It's way better.
See, I don't like squeezing my thumb that long. It hurts.
I don't really think about it. Like,
you get used to it.
I feel like at some point you just don't think about it. Like, I love actually hook gripping for high rep light snatches.
Yeah.
It saves your grip so much. And you don't like snatch. I feel like I think hook grip is a little more comfortable with snatches. I don't like to deadlift with hook grip. I find that uncomfortable.
Well, it depends. Are you deadlifting heavy or if it's just for
even a heavy single, I'll mix grip it for deadlifts. Because I think the other thing is, like, my wrist, it's like different position with a hook grip. With my wrist is almost like kind of over a little bit. It's just not a comfortable position for me. I mean, granted, my heavy cleans are a moderately heavy deadlift, and I guess I'm not thinking about it, so maybe it's just
so I try to tell people that it's the intent of what makes the difference between a clean deadlift and a regular deadlift. Mm-hmm. So the intent on a clean deadlift is you're trying to keep that position for the clean. Mm-hmm. So you need to hook grip, you need to wear your weightlifting shoes, you have to have everything in place for the intent to lift it in a certain way. If you're just deadlifting, whatever, mixed grip, hook grip, no grip, straps, I don't care. Just stay tight and hopefully your back doesn't break. But if you try to keep the mindset of, listen, this bar does not only have to go off the floor into my hips, it has to go to my shoulders. It kind of makes it a different lift. Like, yeah. If you just wanted to deadlift 80 kilos, no big deal. Mm-hmm. It'd be different. But when you have that mindset of, I have to get underneath this and squat it, it's a completely different plan.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Right. The other thing with hook grip, if you are making contact, is if you don't hook grip it, at least for me, what I found is I'm not going to like I'm not going to explode as forcefully with my hips, because your body senses that weaker grip, and if you try to explode a lot and you get that force on the bar, your body's going to shut everything down, because if you do too much force and your grip's not great, you're going to lose the bar. The hook grip allows you to keep it, and then you can extend more forcefully because your body's not worried about your grip, and then it also helps with your lifts too. So especially, so if you're making contact, the hook grip is going to help most there. Your body's not going to shut everything down when you get to your hips, because you're worried about your grip like failing, even if you're not feeling like that.
Am I the only weirdo in the room that hook grips on dumbbell stuff?
If I could, I would, but my hand's not big enough.
I've never even heard of that.
I would, but the dumbbell is like a thicker handle usually, depending on what weight you're using.
Especially the dumbbell cleans. I will hook grip them.
I can't. I physically can't.
I will lose my grip if I don't.
I physically can't. But I will use my CrossFit grips when I do dumbbell stuff. Yeah. So that's a little bit of cheating, but not completely cheating. It's really cheating if you take them and wrap them the opposite way. But it's not cheating if you just have them on.
It's only cheating if you get caught.
It's true.
You know what? It doesn't matter. We're in CrossFit class. It's all fine. Especially if there's pull-ups. No big deal. There's no rule against not wearing them. Actually, the rule is you can't wear the grips and the tape on the bar. Mm-hmm. That's what the standard rule is for the CrossFit Open. So when they get pull-ups and you want to use tape, you better not use the grips, because you can't.
Maybe you should just make your grips sticky. Is that allowed?
Just put honey on it. Put some honey on your grips. I think that's what they do in gymnastics.
Maybe.
Really?
That's what I heard. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Did they specifically say you can't use straps in the CrossFit Open? I don't know if that's actually in the rule book.
Yeah, I think
it probably is.
Yeah. All right, guys, on that note, we're going to wrap this one up. And thank you again for coming out and challenging and podcasting with me. Be sure to check out Sam versus Steph on the head-to-head challenge. That video is already up, so go ahead and check it out. We hope you enjoy it. Thank you for joining us on this MarbleCast. I've been your host, Joe Marble.
Sam Coolis.
Steph Bach.
And please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Thanks for watching this. Age is inevitable. Weakness is not, so get out there and lift some shit, guys. We'll see you next time. Thank you. Thanks for watching today's MarbleCast. We hope you enjoyed this episode. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any content. Check out our Spreadshirt shop to grab some swag, and if you would like to support the MarbleCast, please head over to anchor.fm. All of the links are in the description, and it helps us out to keep the channel running. Thanks so much, guys. See you next time.